What is going on, guys? ZombieWarsSMT here, and welcome to a video. And today we're going over the Five Nights at Freddy's sister location Steam page. That is right, guys. Steam page is out. Before we get to this video, guys, make sure you slap that like button down below. You guys got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's get right to this video, guys. So yeah, we're gonna be going over the sister location Steam page. As you guys know, this was actually put on Steam. I am sorry that this is actually a bit later. When this was put on Steam, I was actually away from home. I'm pretty sure you guys saw my video already about that. I did make a video talking about it, but I never actually did an analysis video yet about it. So here we are, finally doing the analysis video. And let's go over everything we got here, everybody. So the first thing first, you may have noticed, is the little, how should I put it, the little box art, whatever you want to call it, of Funtime Freddy, which is very interesting because you would expect it to be like somebody like I don't know, like Baby or Ennard or someone that isn't Freddy, because like this game doesn't seem to be focused on Freddy at all. But it seems like Freddy's getting a lot of attention recently, and I wonder why. But yeah, we're gonna keep going through the images here. This is the first new image that we got, and from the looks of it, looking at the room, I can see that there's obviously a cursor, which is interesting. A face that looks like a clown, a face that looks like Baby's, but it's like a clock, some screens, a camera, some things up here, a light that's very similar to the light in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, which I find pretty interesting, because we never seen a light like that in Five Nights at Freddy's before, except for the FNAF 3 hallway. And then there's also the little creepy heads here. One of the images we saw in the Mean Arena teaser, and just other bunch of different things like speakers, keypads, lots of keypads in this game. But yeah, that's the first image we got here. The next image we got here is another image of the elevator. And by the way, this was confirmed to be an elevator because on the IndieDB page, its file name is going down, which obviously elevators go down. It's deep below the ground, which also confirms the deep below the ground thing being literal and not, you know, just not a metaphor. It's, deep underground is not a metaphor. It's actually deep underground. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, as you guys can see, it's just an elevator. Not really anything new that we see here, at least I don't think so. It's just that it's higher quality, I guess. So even though it's not new, like a new room or whatever, it is a more high quality version of The Office. As you can see, we have a clear view of everything. We can see a reflection of a Baby poster. You see Ballora, and it says dance, and all that kind of jazz. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. And there's probably going to be what would be like maybe before each night, just you going down. That's the only thing I can assume. Then the next thing here is actually a pretty interesting one. And this one's actually a little interesting, alright? I just said that twice, but it's an image of a Funtime Freddy, alright? He's standing there. So that's really interesting, number one. And he doesn't appear to be looking at you, which is also pretty interesting. He's like looking at something else. And it has wires, which is interesting. But anyways, but yeah, he appears to be looking at something. You know, he has his jaw open. He's obviously like looking very freaky. His body puppet's a little bit hidden, I guess. But there's two little eyes here, and someone did brighten it up. And its shape is not like Baby. It's not like Ennard. It looks like Funtime Foxy, but I don't think it would be Funtime Foxy. So I don't know, guys, what this is, but this is very creepy. And it reminds me of when Baby was introduced in the FNAF World Ending. So that's pretty interesting, even though the animatronic obviously isn't Baby. Number one, it's way too big to be Baby. And number two, it's just, I don't know, it just can't be Baby. But someone did brighten it up, and it is, in fact, a animatronic and not, you know, something that looks like one. Anyways, moving on from that, there's also a higher quality image of the vent. Again, it's not like a new room or whatever, it's just a higher quality version of it. And the last image we got is, again, another image of the room that we've seen before. And as you can see, there's a celebrate poster with Baby and the Biddy Babs. What else here? There's also the magician guy and the other creepy dude over here. And this is actually a glass window. I thought this was going to be like a monitor or something, but apparently this is actually a glass window. Alright, and that's confirmed because in the DB page it says step away from the glass. Which, I mean, I guess that could also still be a monitor, because, you know, glass screen, but why would it want you to stay away from a monitor? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Anyways, it also says mouse to look around, and again, the same button we saw in the mini arena image is in this room too. So yeah, my predictions is that this game is going to, like, the mechanic of this game is you obviously walk around, and I don't, a lot of people are saying that, you know, it's a 360-degree office. I don't think so, because, like, you look at this room, and then you look at this room, this room, this room, this room, like, they're completely different. Like, the event confirms it alone that there's different rooms, you know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, there are different rooms you go through. So I think this is free roam, but it's free roam it's like FNAF 4, but more, I should say. Like, it's free roam like Five Nights at Freddy's 4, but it's not just to the other side of the room. It's like actually going around a building, but in the style of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not free roam like the Joys of Creation, but you still walk around a building. So that's what I think. But yeah, as you guys can see, that's pretty interesting. This is like a control, this is a module room. Like, the official room of this is called a module room. I think what this room is going to be is, I think each room has its own thing you gotta look out for. And, like, for instance, these buttons are gonna be used to, like, I don't know, maybe charge up the building, whatever. I think these statical screens are also gonna be something too. Like, I think that's just them fuzzing up, but I think you do look at the cameras, which is interesting. So yeah. Lots of interesting things, honestly, to be completely honest here. Lots of interesting things going on. Elevator, I just think it's like a loading thing. What else here? In this, okay, I'm going to talk about this image. I think this is you, like, walking around in one of the buildings. And as you can see, you run into Funtime Freddy, and he's looking at something. And there's also something behind him, which is pretty interesting. Then there's you crawling through the vent, self-explanatory, and then this room is, yet again, another, like, control room type of thing. So yeah, pretty interesting. That's all the information we got for that. But now let's go over the other information about the game. So the release date is October 2016. Apparently, for some people, it says October 1st, and for some people, it says October 28th. So it's really not sure, like, when it's going to come out, but most people have been saying that it is the 28th for them. For me, it just says October 2016, so I don't know if that's just me or whatever. But you know, a lot of people are saying that it is, you know, obviously 28th. So it might be coming out October 28th, and it might be coming out October 1st. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. It just says October 2016 for me. But yeah, let's read the description of the game. I think about it, I probably should have read it first, but I've already read it, but I didn't say it first in the video. So the description of the game is, welcome to Circus Baby's Pizza World, where family fun and interactivity go beyond anything you've seen at the other places, with cutting-edge animatronic entertainers that will knock your socks off, as well as a customized pizza catering. No party is complete without Circus Baby and the gang. Now hiring late-night technician, must enjoy cramped spaces and be comfortable around active machinery, not responsible for death or dismemberment. So in this game, you're not actually a night guard. You're actually a technician, which is interesting because as a night guard, your job was just to check the animatronics and make sure that they, I guess, don't get damaged, no one steals anything. That was your job as a night guard. In this game, you're a technician, so that means you gotta fix things, which means that you gotta either A, fix things around the building, maybe you gotta fix these things. Maybe that's the thing you gotta do. Maybe you have to go around the building each night to fix these little buttons here. And that's what you gotta do throughout the 5 nights. And while doing that, you got these guys chasing you around. So I think this game is going to be a game about running and hiding. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that this game is gonna have exactly any mechanics such as like, oh, you beat this button here and Springtrap goes to the other room. I don't think it's gonna work like that. I think that this is going to simply be a game where you run around, you hide, you do all these different things, and while you're doing so, you gotta activate all of these, and maybe if you don't activate all of them, something bad happens, or maybe if you don't activate all of them, you don't the night doesn't progress, or something like that. Or maybe there's a reason why you gotta activate. Maybe there's a door that's shut, and if you look at the image here, you can see that it's like off or whatever. So like, what if when you activate it, like all of them, a door opens or whatever to get out? What if something like that is the case? But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Obviously, I wonder what this game, like, because one thing about the trailer is, if you could see, is that it focuses so much about themes. Like, first was fear, second was panicking. Like, the first was fear because it was creepy, the second was panicking because there was so much going on, the third was dread because it was the killer of the whole series, and the fourth was terror because it was your literal nightmares. Now, in this game, like, each FNAF game has its own colors that it follows by. Like, the first game it didn't really have a signature color since it was the first game. The second game was kind of like colorful, like it was kind of like all the colors because it was like 80s, retro, all that kind of stuff. And the the third game was green, obviously. And then the fourth was red, and now Sister Location is blue. So we had all colors, green, red, and now blue. Which green is kind of like a dreadful color, red is a terror color, and blue is kind of a sad color. So I wonder what that is going. Maybe it's my only thoughts about the theme of this game is going to either be sadness or depression or something along the lines of sadness. You know what I'm saying? Because blue is a color of sadness. And, I mean, there's lines that Baby says in the trailer, or whatever is saying it. They say, don't hold it against us, you don't know what we've been through. What if that's, like, them, how should I put it, like, that, it's sad, because I feel like in this game we're gonna know what the souls go through, what they feel like, if that makes any sense. That's how I feel like this game's going to be, and I feel like it's going to be about sadness. But yeah, other information that's really needed, I guess I'll just say in the video, Windows, obviously, memory, you just need one. Basically, anybody can run this game. If you can't run the game, you have a computer from like the 80s. What else here? The languages are back, obviously, because in FNAF 4 there was no full audio because no one speaks in FNAF 4. But yeah, it's actually back now, obviously, because the animatronics are going to voice act, which is going to be pretty cool. And maybe Phone Guy might return. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, right now, guys, I don't have lots of ideas. I mean, I have lots of ideas. I do. I didn't. I have lots of ideas of what's going on with this game. I'll be sure to update you guys on any theories, any news, any updates about Sister Location I can get for you folks. And yeah, I'll update you guys if I have any more theories. And I have lots of cool things coming up for you folks, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, guys, I'm ZombieWarsSMT, and I will expect a trailer or two on August 8th. Anyways, guys, I'm Zombie.